Hello Kitty Island Adventure really surprised me in a good way. With the oversaturation of cozy games and more specifically Animal Crossing-like games, I went into this wary of it potentially being a soulless Animal Crossing dupe with the Hello Kitty coat of paint, but this was not that at all. What I found in my first 15-ish hours of gameplay is a game that I would akin to something like Animal Crossing meets A Short Hike meets Breath of the Wild. Truly, it's a really good blend of all of these things and it super works in my opinion. In this video, we're going to go into everything you need to know about this game, what I liked, what I didn't like, as well as some important information about the different platforms and editions of the game to help you decide whether it's going to be worth your time and money. I did play this game a bit on my iPad back when it first released for Apple Arcade last year, but due to canceling my subscription and just a general dislike of playing games on mobile devices, I didn't play much until I was kindly gifted a review copy on the Switch. Since I did play the game on the Switch, at the end we'll be going into some Switch specific stuff as well. There's a lot of different parts to this video. We're going to be talking about various aspects of the gameplay and the platforms, so if there's something specific that you're looking for, be sure to check out the chapters in the description. In this game, you'll be playing as a custom character in the world of Sanrio with Hello Kitty and friends. There's a really cute character customization screen, which I found surprisingly robust. You can choose from different animals and then different styles of those animals, plus different features and color palettes within those. The game starts you off on a plane. You and the other passengers are en route to an island that houses an abandoned theme park, but in a twist of events, Hello Kitty accidentally causes an explosion in the kitchen which forces everyone to jump ship or plane. And thus you arrive at the island, just in a little more of a chaotic way than you would have expected. When you arrive, your friends are all scattered across the islands, and thus you embark on your journey to unlock new regions, find your friends, build up the island and theme park, and uncover secrets of the island. The controls and the menus of this game are fairly straightforward. All of the potential controls that you're going to need are shown to you on the main screen. There is a phone which acts as the menu where you'll find a variety of different things like your quest log, your achievements, your collections. A separate button will take you into your inventory. You'll also have an item wheel where things like your fishing rod, your bug catching net can be equipped, and then you'll use one button to use whichever one it is that you have equipped. Let's talk about what you actually do in the game. So one of the main things that you're going to be doing is quests, and there are a couple of different types of quests that you can do. They fall under different categories. So there's Island Mystery, which are kind of like the main story of the game. The Right Tools, which are quests that relate to unlocking new tools and abilities. Around the Island, which are quests about exploring the island, like collecting things or finding specific objects. Friendship quests will unlock when you reach a certain friendship level with a character. Usually they'll have to do with that character's specific storyline. There are multiplayer quests that you can complete during a multiplayer session. A lot of this game operates on a real-time schedule, so there are daily quests that reset daily. These quests will give you different rewards and friendship levels, and there's different things every day. There are also weekly quests that reset on Mondays. Really quick aside about the way that time works on this game, the best comparison that I have for the time is like Palia, if you've played that. There are things that reset daily and weekly, but it's not operating completely in real time. There is a night and day cycle that will cycle through many times per real life day. In addition to daily quests, you also get daily rewards. So at the beginning of each day, you will get a daily login reward from My Melody. As I was playing through the quests, I realized that a lot of them revolved around crafting and I guess quote unquote fetch quests. There are also a number of other things like puzzles and platforming, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but definitely a lot of them did revolve around crafting items or finding certain items for characters. I do worry that things might get a little bit samey after a time or repetitive, but in the time that I've played the game so far, which again is about 15 hours, I haven't really gotten bored yet. One thing I really liked about the quest menu is that a lot of the quests will have some sort of prerequisite, like having a character to a certain friendship level or having a different quest completed before you can do that one. When you go into your quest log, all of the quests that have not had the prerequisites completed will have a little lock symbol next to them, and then you can click on the quest and see what it is exactly that you need in order to unlock the quest. It makes things so much easier, and I really appreciated that feature. One of my favorite parts of the game is the exploration. The maps are huge and you pretty much have free reign to explore all areas of it. At the beginning of the game, you can climb and jump and you're only limited by your stamina, which you can also improve over time. As you play though, you're going to gain new ways of exploring like swimming, diving, and ziplining. The thing that makes this feel like Breath of the Wild to me are all of the puzzles. There are caves to explore and even temple-like buildings where you have to complete puzzles to progress. The main storyline will take you through really cool puzzles too, like this one I did with Kuromi where we had to progress through a haunted house full of puzzles and traps. I would say as a point of comparison, these are not nearly as hard as like the temples in Breath of the Wild. They weren't super challenging, but enough to make you have to think a little bit. The map is quite large with several different biomes like seaside resorts, spooky swamp, and Mount Hothead to name a few. You'll unlock fast travel pretty quickly, which is super nice to have, and sometimes when you're getting somewhere for the first time, you'll have to find some out-of-the-box ways to access those new areas, which I really enjoyed figuring out. Building friendship with the characters on the island is super important as it not only gives you rewards like resources and furniture, but it unlocks story quests and gameplay features. Friendship is increased in two ways: gifting and doing specific quests like daily quests and friendship quests. Each character can receive up to 3 gifts per day, as in the IRL day, and they have preferences and favorite gifts, so the more that they love an item, the more friendship you get with them. You can discover their favorite gifts by giving to them accidentally, and then you'll see how much they love it, or you can ask other characters for gift hints. Daily friendship increase is limited since you can only give 3 per day, so it's a good idea to give them as high of a liked item as possible. You'll get new daily quests every IRL day that can increase friendship with certain villagers, and friendship quests will unlock as you increase their friendship level. As I said, earning their friendship will unlock story quests and new gameplay features. For example, getting Batsmaru to level 3 unlocks the fishing rod, Keropi to level 2 unlocks the nature preserve and the critter net, and getting Pachako to level 4 unlocks the ability to repair zip lines. You can see a lot of information about your friendship with the characters by going to the friendship menu in the phone. Here you'll be able to see their favorite gifts, what the different rewards will be for different levels, and what resource or item it is that they give back to you when you give them a gift. Scattered around the island are various cabins that you can repair and decorate in such a way as to attract visitors. There are a number of visitors that can arrive. Some are specific to a certain area, some are only available at certain times, but all of them will need you to decorate the cabins a certain way in order to attract them. You'll be able to see what you need for each visitor in the visitors menu of your phone. Decorating works a bit similarly to Animal Crossing. Inside a cabin, you'll be able to access decorating mode and place furniture down. Unfortunately, furniture can only be placed in 90-degree angles, but you can place pretty much any item down as decor, which is really cool. I really like decorating with food, and you can definitely do that once you've cooked it. Okay, now let's do a really quick overview of some of the activities that you can do. Remember that you won't have access to all of these right off the bat, but you will unlock these over time by following the main storyline, raising your friendship with the characters to a certain level and doing those quest lines. Baking is something that at the beginning you'll be able to do in Hello Kitty's cafe. The system is pretty straightforward. If you don't have a recipe for something, you can still make it by putting the correct ingredients into the bowl. And then once you've created it for the first time, the recipe will be saved, and then you can easily go in and remake certain recipes as long as you have the ingredients. Like I said about fishing, you'll get this at Batsmaru's friendship level 3. You'll get the quest to craft the fishing rod and then a quick rundown from him. I won't lie, this isn't my favorite fishing system in a game. It's pretty straightforward and not too hard, which is good, but for whatever reason, the mechanic to lure in the fish just felt kind of clunky and like I wasn't in full control of it. It may be a Switch specific thing, so if you're playing on a different platform, you may not experience that, but it kind of felt like the way I was moving my joystick wasn't really lining up exactly with the way things were moving on the screen. That being said, I never lost a fish, and I am notoriously bad at fishing in games, so there is something to say for that. Fishing is really nice because not only do you get the fish, you also fish up resources with the fish. So you can actually intentionally go out and fish in order to get specific resources. I did that with sticks. You'll eventually get a net that you can use to catch critters. This is also not too hard, although you do have to be pretty quick or the critters will get startled and run away. I found it was helpful to have my net equipped most of the time while I was running around so that I could grab them quickly. The nature preserve is kind of like this game's museum system. Once you unlock it by doing Keropi's friendship quest, you'll be able to donate critters and have them live there. It's actually really nice. There are rooms for each biome, and it really does look like a mini version of the biome inside. Crafting you unlock pretty much right away. There's a crafting table located near the main plaza area where you can craft furniture, materials, quest items, and more. You'll gather resources around the world to use to craft. Recipes can be found in a wide variety of ways around the island as quest rewards, friendship rewards, and more. There are mini games which you located around the map, 6 of them in total, which cost game tickets to play, and they give you various rewards. Game tickets can be found on the ground around Seaside Resort, or they can be gotten as rewards for weekly quests. I played a game called Red Hot Rampage, which was kind of like a platforming challenge where I had to collect a certain amount of magma blooms within a time frame. Challenge courses can be found around the world. They look like a little magenta square on the ground. When you step on it, a bunch of coins or rings will appear and you have to follow the path around and collect them all. They're fun. Okay, now let's talk about multiplayer. Full disclosure, I did not play multiplayer because I was playing this before it officially released for review, but I do have some information about it that I'd like to share with you. So with multiplayer, there is unfortunately no cross-platform play. So you can play with users that have the same platform as you, but not on different platforms. To play on multiplayer, you will each need a copy of the game and separate devices. So there's no couch co-op or split screen or anything like that. On Steam, the multiplayer is completely free because you can access the internet for free with the Steam game, but on Switch, you will both need to have a Nintendo Online subscription. I do want to mention accessibility as a possible negative, but I got really confused. In the settings menu, I found very little. Volume controls for SFX music, and for gameplay setting, they had 4 things. Auto track quests on and off, instant dialogue on and off, achievement notifications on and off, and the guiding light, which will show you where to go for quests on and off. When I saw that, I thought, surely that can't be the only settings in this game. And I actually went to a website called Family Gaming Database because they have a lot of information about accessibility settings for games, and the settings that I saw on there were a lot more comprehensive than what I saw on my own Switch. So I honestly don't know what to think of that. I'm gonna put a link to the Family Gaming Database in the description. You can go check on that and see if they have any extra information about accessibility when the game comes out. I'm also gonna check the game on the day of launch if there's any update or anything, and if there is, I'll add it to the description and I'll put a pinned comment as well. But so far, it's pretty sparse in accessibility. All right, I want to chat really quickly about the inevitable Animal Crossing comparisons. I really tried as I was going through all of this to avoid just being like, well, this is like Animal Crossing, or this is different than Animal Crossing. I really try to allow games to stand on their own, but I think a lot of people are going to be coming to this game expecting something similar to Animal Crossing, and I just want to talk about some ways that they're similar and ways that they're different. The game is similar in a lot of the activities that you're doing. Fishing, talking to villagers, crafting, bug catching, donating to a quote museum or a nature preserve in this case. And I definitely do find the game pretty chill, like Animal Crossing is chill. But some big differences are, number one, there is far less of an emphasis on decor. Yes, you can decorate the cabins, and you do eventually get your own house, but there's not like terraforming or free decorating of the island. In Animal Crossing, the decorating really feels like the end game, and that is not what I'm getting from this game at all. The mobility is a lot more fluid in this game. There's a much bigger focus on exploration, puzzles, platforming, and just generally speaking, it's a lot more narrative focused, and you're gonna be doing a lot of quests. If you're looking for something completely open-ended with very little objectives, this is not going to be it. One thing that's very different was that this is a live service game, meaning that there will continue to be updates and events over time, and all the updates are free. From what I understand, they've kind of left it open that there might potentially be paid DLC in the future, but that's not something that's like currently in the works or currently planned or anything like that. Now let's do a rundown of some info about platforms and such. I played on Switch. I really loved it on this platform. I feel like this is a really great platform for this game. I found the controls really nice. It ran really smoothly. The game is also on Apple Arcade, where it has been for the last year, and you'll still be able to play the game on Apple Arcade if you have a subscription, whether you're new to the game or you've been playing it for a long time. If you game on a Mac, this is how you're going to need to play because the Steam version is not going to be available on Mac. Steam has a digital version for $39.99 USD or the deluxe version for $59.99 USD. Switch is going to have both of those versions as well, but they'll also be releasing a physical copy for the deluxe version only on March 25th. The game is unfortunately not cross-platform at all, so you will not be able to transfer your save data over to a different platform. If you want to play it on a different platform, you're going to have to buy it again and start over. So which should you get, deluxe or non-deluxe? Well, here's the difference. The deluxe edition is going to give you all the biomes already unlocked and a couple of different bundles to make the game easier for you at the beginning. So you'll have a year's worth of event clothing from the past year when the game was on Apple Arcade, which is 373 items. It's like clothing, furniture, palettes, stuff like that. There's a starter bundle, which includes really powerful items to boost your progress, and a crafting bundle that has a lot of crafting materials. So the deluxe edition seems to primarily be a way to kind of speed up the beginning process of the game and help players that are new catch up to folks who have been playing the game for a really long time, or at least bridge that gap a little bit. It's important to know though that the events come around every year, so you will eventually get access to all of those items. It will just take time. You also cannot upgrade to a deluxe edition from the regular edition, so you need to think carefully about which one you want before you purchase it. It's really going to be up to you and your financial situation and how quickly you want to move through the game to decide whether it's worth it for you. So all in all, I really did enjoy what I played. For me, this was the kind of game that just made time fly by, and I feel like there's a lot of things to unlock. One of the things that I'm unsure about and I didn't like as much is the quests. I fear the quests will eventually become a little bit repetitive because a lot of the ones that I played were quite fetch questy, like craft this thing for me and come back. So I'm just gonna have to wait and see about how I feel about that. But I did find the story and the characters engaging, and I'm really curious about the island and the more areas to unlock. Graphically, the game is great, despite some clipping and a few glitchy issues. Nothing that bothered me too much. It's super cute and the sound design is so good. The game is like ASMR. I loved all of the sounds of like the menu opening and the clicks and all of that stuff. It was amazing. Let me know down in the comments if you're gonna pick this game up. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a video from me. Feel free to join my Discord server. We have an amazing community of cozy gamers over there. You'll find a link to that in my description. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!